So here we are. This practice is a Hatha class for the parasympathetic nervous system. So we will be moving slowly and mindfully. And for this practice, you may find that your body temperature drops as we go through the class. Make sure you have warm layers to add on. You can begin in a tall, comfortable seat of Sukhasana, easy pose, maybe elevating your pelvis on a prop, sitting on, or if it's not comfortable to have your legs crossed, maybe you lean against a wall and extend your legs forwards. Once you've found your comfortable seat, option to close your eyes or just bring your gaze down to the floor. Rest your hands somewhere on your body and start to relax your shoulders back and down. Begin to receive your breath. These deep cleansing breaths can help to slow us down and bring us into that state of rest and digest, the functions of the parasympathetic nervous system. We can only access those ways of being when we allow for quiet and stillness. A wonderful way to begin cultivating this quiet and stillness within is through our breath. So I'd love for us to take a breathing exercise together that involves deep breathing. If that works for you today, wonderful. Join along. If it doesn't, just continue to breathing in your natural state of being. When you're ready, take an inhale and sweep both of your arms up to the sky and interlace the fingers. Turn the palms up and keep inhaling to the top of your lungs. And then exhale, release your arms wide and down. That's simply what we're going to do. Inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers and the palms up. And exhale, release the arms. So moving arms and breath as one. Inhale, float both arms to the sky, interlace the fingers, fill up to the top of your lungs with your inhale breath. And exhale, release, arms go wide. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms wide and up, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up. Exhale to release. And last cycle, inhale, arms wide. Interlace the fingers, keep breathing in. And exhale, release. Hands on your thighs, inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale, float your right arm into the sky. Gently lean to the left with your left hand to the earth. Keep turning your chest to face forwards and extending through the top arm, rooting down through your pelvis and breathing into your side body. Option to take your top hand behind your head. Inhale, turn and look up to your top elbow with your gaze. And then exhale, round your spine and bring top elbow towards opposite thigh. And again, inhale, open the chest, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine, looking down. One more cycle, inhale to open. And exhale to round. Inhale, coming all the way back to center. Exhale, land your hands. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, sweep your shoulders back and down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, lean to the right, taking your right hand onto the mat. Extending through the top arm, anchoring the pelvis down to the earth. Breathing into your side. And you can either be looking up, down, or straight ahead here. Option to take top hand behind the head. Inhale, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding the back. Elbow pointing down to opposite thigh. 2 more cycles of this. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Last one. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. And inhaling all the way to center. Exhale, land your hands. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, draw the shoulders back and down. And perhaps already you're starting to feel a difference in your physical body and the way you're feeling emotionally or mentally. Just notice these subtle shifts and changes as we move through the practice and we dive deeper into the parasympathetic nervous system. When you're ready, extend just your right leg forwards. I'm going to turn to face the side so you can see. And still remaining sitting on a prop if that helps you. The sole of your left foot is connected to your inner right leg, and you might be using a prop under your left knee or hip for extra support. Your fingers are either side of your right leg. Your right foot is flexed, and as you inhale, you're lengthening through your spine. As you exhale, you're drawing belly button to spine, hinging at the hips and leaning forwards with your chest, as if your chest plate is going to touch your right toes. That will encourage length in the spine and length in the back of the neck. And avoid us rounding or bringing the shoulders up to the ears. Your hands can walk down the mat or down your right leg. Some of you might even wrap your hands around the right foot. Again, just be mindful that doesn't lead to rounding in the back. If your right hamstring is particularly tender today, you might slide another block underneath that right knee so that there is a little more softness to the right leg. Head to knee pose. You're hugging your right hip back. You're leaning forward with your heart. And you're breathing into the 3 strands of your hamstring. The parasympathetic nervous system governs some of our bodily functions, such as aiding in digestion, activating metabolism, helping the body to release physical tension, stress, or strain. But we can only cultivate those processes if we encourage the body to rest, if we're in a state of quiet, calm, and stillness. And we can start this process by sending our soothing breaths into any of the sticky tight spots we might be experiencing in our asana. Helping the body to slow down, to tune in, and to tenderly use the breath to massage spaces that are calling for our attention. Feel free to stay like this, or now take your left hand around right leg or right foot and start to turn your chest more to the right, looking to the right, encouraging your left ear towards your right shin. And this might change the sensation for you. Now perhaps the stretch is more into your outer right hip and thigh, your IT band. Maybe it's still in the hamstring. Maybe you feel this more in the back. Wherever you're feeling it, actively send your breath to those spaces to help with calming and soothing the body. Also notice if you are clenching. Are you holding tension in other areas of the body to compensate for what you're feeling? Maybe your shoulders are lifting up, maybe your jaw is clenched or your forehead is wrinkled. Is there anywhere you could soften a little more so that we can actively shift this tension and tightness away from the body rather than moving it to someplace else within the body? Take 3 more breaths. And then slowly return yourself to neutral, walking your hands towards you, lifting up through your spine. And we'll extend the left leg forward, we'll remove any props underneath our legs. And just start to lean into the hands, roll your ankles, wiggle your toes, maybe shake the legs a little. And simply exhale your breath. Moving to the second side, so the sole of your right foot connecting to your inner left leg. And again, use props where needed around the right knee or hip, or perhaps under the left knee. Your hands are either side of your left leg, your left foot is flexed, your spine is tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, start that process of leaning forwards and perhaps walking your hands forwards. Now for some, you might not need to hinge very far forwards before you start to experience a stretch. And that is fine. It's not a competition to get your forehead towards your leg. Instead, what we want to cultivate is feeling. So if you are in an active stretch, no matter the position of your body, you are in the right place. If you're forcing the body too far, too quickly, then the body will simply resist and contract, and we actually won't be going deeper into the parasympathetic nervous system. The body will start to move more into that fight or flight situation because it feels under too much stress, too much pressure. So it's a very subtle balance of effort, but also allowing there to be this calm, soothing, comforting approach. We want to communicate to the body that everything is okay here. We can settle, we can surrender a little more. So be on the right side of the stretch for you, easing in little by little. Using your breath to help you. From here, option to take that right hand to the outside of your left leg or around your left foot. Actively turn your chest more to the left, look more to the left, and then lean your right ear closer to your left shin to target perhaps a different sensation in the left leg. And again, if this doesn't feel great today, then please continue leaning forwards as we just were in hip to knee pose. Three more breaths. And then very carefully coming back to sending your hands towards you, lifting up through your chest. And again, extending both of your legs forwards, leaning back into your hands, and just moving through the ankles and feet, and giving the legs a little shake. Taking a deep cleansing exhale breath. And then you can gently remove your props, come around to hands and knees, maybe adding a cushion or blanket under your knees for a bit of extra padding. Finding your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, and creating a long line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. From here, we'll shift the hips right and left a couple times, bringing fluidity into the pelvis. And as you press your rib cage a little side to side, bringing fluidity to the spine. Feel free to relax your head between your arms. You're just nourishing your back with fluid movement, moving in any way that feels good. So play and explore, allow, feel. There's no wrong way to do this. This is you offering your body a little self. This is taking care of yourself. This is listening inward and being in an experience of feeling rather than thinking. And just getting to learn what feels good, what feels sticky, what needs a bit more attention. And then meeting in neutral, cleansing exhale breath. Start to walk your hands forwards and wide. Keep your pelvis high, but sink your chest towards the mat and back towards your chin or your forehead on the mat, or maybe into that place so that the shoulders. You can just bend your elbows a little more and place it. This feels really good. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and lift your arm bones off the mat a little more. You could also puppy pose, Hatha asana, breathing life and space into your heart space, chest, and when we stimulate the vagus nerve, we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. which in turn reduces neuropsychological experience stress. It reduces our heart rate and blood pressure. It influences the limbic system of the brain. That is where our emotions are processed. It slows the heart rate. It stimulates secretion. It stimulates bile release. So tapping into this nervous system can be super detoxifying for the body, an opportunity to release stagnation. Take 3 more breaths here, puppy pose. You come back onto your hands and knees. And if your knees are needing a little rest at this point, you might tuck your toes, extend your pelvis towards the sky, your heels towards the dog. A little shake, your hips from side to side. Doesn't feel great. Maybe you're just simply extending one leg back at a time to release those knees from the earth. We'll meet back on our knees as you're ready. And as you inhale, take your right arm into the sky and open your chest to the right. And as you exhale, take the right arm under the left arm and lower your right ear and shoulder either onto the earth directly, or you might need the help of some of your blocks to fill the gap on the floor. Your left hand can stay rooted to the left, or perhaps your left You can close your eyes here if that's comfortable. Actively sending your breath into any of the sticky webbing that might have built up between your shoulder blades. Three more breaths. And then slowly place that left hand back on the floor where you can see it and come all the way to tabletop position. Pour out your exhale breath and maybe apply movement again to the hips, to the back. When you're ready, inhale, left arm to the sky, opening the chest to the left. And exhale, left arm under right, left ear, left shoulder, hugging the floor or onto your props. Actively turning your chest more to the right with your right hand rooting down to the floor. Or take the right arm to the sky and maybe behind your back. Your right hand might even wiggle towards touching your left hip crease. See how it goes. Make sure that the shape you've chosen still complements your breath and you're not in a twist that is too deep for your breath today. 3 more breaths. And then right hand to the earth, followed by the left hand. Exhaling in tabletop. Moving in any way that feels nice. And eventually working your way into child's pose, Balasana. So wide knees, big toes together, maybe a blanket under your knees, maybe a bolster between your hips and your heels, maybe a block in front of your forehead. Your arms can extend all the way. Or you could have more of a soft bend in your elbows. Let your lower belly hang here, relax here between your thighs. We are wishing to encourage digestion. And so when we pull the belly in, we hold it taut and tight. We are blocking that process from happening in its natural way. There needs to be softness, there needs to be breath, there needs to be vitality in the lower belly. So allow there to be space here, allow there to be softness, offering a sense of surrender and acceptance to the lower belly. Three more breaths. And walking your hands towards your legs, rolling up through your spine until your head lifts up. Come around to your seat. Again, you might choose to sit on a prop, sitting in a comfortable position of Sukhasana. You can rest your hands in mudra if that serves you today. So Gyan mudra with the index fingers and thumbs gently connected. You can have your palms face down on your thighs or palms face up on your thighs. This mudra stimulates concentration. And here we will connect with the meditation by Thich Nhat Hanh. Inhale, I calm my body. Exhale, I smile. Helping once again with soothing, grounding, and calming our nervous system. You'll simply repeat those words as you breathe. So as you inhale, I calm my body. And as you exhale, I smile. So repeating that to yourself silently with your breath pattern. Take 3 more rounds. And then very gently releasing your mudra, maybe opening your eyes, wiggling your fingers, rolling your wrists. Just notice how you're feeling. And this time we'll meet on our back bodies, making sure and feet are in parallel distance apart. From here, we're going to potentially place a prop under the pelvis. I'll let you decide if you want to do that today. If you're on your menstrual cycle, you might choose not to elevate the pelvis in this way. See how you're feeling. If you want to, you can either choose a bolster or a block or a rolled up blanket. Press down into your feet, lift your pelvis, and then slide your chosen prop underneath your pelvis. So your sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine, is what rests to the prop. If you have lower back sensitivity, this also might not be for you. So just check in. If it doesn't feel great, just simply come back down onto the earth. You can still do this as you are on the floor. Hug your right knee into your chest and wrap your hands around your right shin or hamstring and slide your left leg down the mat. Be mindful of your hips and your lower back. If this feels too much with the leg extended completely, add more bend into that left knee. Maybe take the left knee wide a little. That might feel better. The target here is to breathe a bit more life into the lower belly and into the left hip flexor on the front of the left hip. Your shoulder blades relaxing back and down. And you're actively breathing into the lower belly to aid in this massage, to aid in the massage of the digestive tract. And you're softening around the muscles of your face. Take 3 more breaths. And then engage your core gently so that you can bend the left knee and place the left foot to the mat, followed by the right foot. Give yourself a breath or two. And then bringing the left knee to the chest, hands around shin or hamstring, right leg sliding all the way down the mat, relaxing those shoulders and breath into lower belly and right hip flexor. Not only are you creating a stretch in the hip flexor, but in the psoas muscle, that deep set stabilizing muscle that connects our lower body to our upper body. It is deep set within the body, and it is often very tricky to stretch, to mobilize. This is a good way to start to breathe a little extra space and love into that muscle that works so hard for us. 3 more breaths. And this time, engage your core, bend the right knee and bring it into the chest. So both of your feet are floating off the floor. From here, you can extend your legs towards the sky. Just roll your ankles and wiggle your toes. You might also extend your arms to the sky, rolling your wrists, wiggling your fingers, and then allowing everything to settle and hang above you. If you don't have a prop underneath you and this doesn't feel weightless to have your legs in the sky, you can always move yourself closer to a wall or swing your legs up onto the side of the couch so that your legs can experience that weightless quality. We're just spending a couple of breaths here, Viparita Karani, legs up the wall as it's known. This is super soothing on the nervous system. You're sending deoxygenated blood back towards your heart space. You might experience a cooling or tingling through your extremities as the blood moves down your arms and legs back towards your heart. Perhaps at this moment, just tune into any shifts you're noticing or you're experiencing. Can you remember how you felt when you sat on your mat at the beginning of class? And how you're feeling now? Has anything altered for you? Let's take 5 more breaths here. And then gently soften your knees, feet to the earth, hands to the earth. Exhale your breath. Notice any sensation moving back into your arms and legs. Try not to do too much other than feel. And from here, you'll press down into your feet, lift your pelvis, remove your prop. And then as you return to your back body, I just invite you to take any last little movements or stretches that would serve you. So exploring anything you need before your Shavasana, whether that's a hug of knees to chest and a rock on your back, whether it's happy baby or butterfly pose, or a reclined twist. Be intuitive, listen intently to what your body is requesting, and follow. Again, there is no wrong way to do this. The next place we will meet will be Shavasana. So just know that as you take your last movements, and then you can, as you're ready, prepare your body. Maybe a bolster under the legs, maybe a blanket over the body, perhaps your eye pillow or a piece of clothing for over the eyes. And sometimes the eye pillows or extra clothing or blankets can act as little weights to put on the pelvis or on the chest to help with grounding. Once you've found your Shavasana, make sure that your legs are wide and relaxed, your arms are wide and relaxed, palms facing up, back of the head heavy, eyes closing, drifting now in a space of contentment and gratitude for offering your body this nourishing practice for your nervous system. No more to do now. If you have longer to dedicate to your Shavasana today, please stay as you are. Enjoy. If, however, it's time for you to come out, start to deepen your breath and add some gentle movements into your fingers and toes, into your wrists and ankles, moving your head a little side to side, maybe taking a nice big stretch, hugging your knees into your chest, Sukhasana. You can place your hands on your body for anchoring and grounding, or place your hands in Anjali Mudra at the center of your chest, a symbol of offering and devotion to yourself, your practice. Heels of the hands together, fingertips lightly touching, a little gap between the hands, like you're making the shape of a bud, of a flower. Let us close with the vibrational sound of the universe, Om. Once again, soothing for the nervous system, completing our practice. Inhale to Om. Om. Thank you so much for joining this practice. I truly hope the benefits you've experienced on your mat stay with you as you step into the rest of your day, and may it help you make choices from a place of truth and grounding. Namaste.